The Tennessee Human Rights Act is going to protect employees both in the hiring and during employment and the termination process from being treated differently or discriminated against for a variety of categories, most common being sort of race and gender. It has a federal statute that's very similar, which is Title VII, but it essentially is going to require employers to make decisions that do not consider race or gender or that type of thing. So that statute is there to protect employees in that situation in Tennessee. Tennessee is an at-will employment state, which the way I generally describe that is that you can be hired or fired for any reason unless it falls in a protected category. So there's more reasons that are not protected than are protected. They cannot terminate you based on your gender, your age, your race, your color, genetic information, your disability, in retaliation for opposing protected activity. So if I see race discrimination and I report it, even if it didn't happen to me, they can't terminate me for that. But there's lots of things that fall into what I tell my clients is my boss is a jerk category. Right? So, some people are going to work for bosses that are jerks. And if your boss is a jerk, but he's a jerk to everybody, then chances are it's not protected. If he's only a jerk to black people, or if he's only a jerk to old people, or if he's only a jerk to people who have disabilities, then that's probably protected. If he's a jerk to everybody, if he or she is a jerk to everybody, then that's probably not protected. The Tennessee Disabilities Act is the statute that covers disabilities. Now, it's not quite as favorable as its federal counterpart, the Americans with Disabilities Act, as amended. They cover individuals who have a disability, and so they're going to define, for the most part, individuals with a disability as someone who is limited in a major life activity. Most of the time, it has to be permanent. There's different definitions of that, but the flu, for example, is unlikely to be something that is protected by the Tennessee Disabilities Act or the ADA. But if you have, COPD, that would be covered. Diabetes frequently is something that we see. If you have any type of neurological disorder or any type of physical impediment that affects a major life activity can be covered or should be, I guess I'd say, covered by the Tennessee Disabilities Act. I mean, I've had narcolepsy cases. The nice thing about the Americans with Disabilities Act is it's pretty clear in its definition that, if an employer can accommodate you reasonably, then they should, so that you can keep working, right? So, and those disability statutes are going to protect you in the sense that they're going to even the playing field so that you can be hired, right? So you can't, not hire someone because they have a disability. And that's easiest, like if you could see the disability, then, but a lot of times you can't see disabilities. So it protects you in terms of, questions and interviews and that type of thing that would be inappropriate if there's no real need to know that information for the business, and they shouldn't ask it. So the Tennessee Public Protection Act is intended to protect people who oppose unlawful activity and then are retaliated against essentially for that. So the Tennessee Public Protection Act basically protects whistleblowers. They say if you see something, say something, but if you say something and you get fired, then it could be a violation of the Tennessee Public Protection Act.